Hey, we are live.
Hello.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode, which one is it? 23.
23.
Mondo Toy Talk. Yeah, 23.
I'm more than a year already doing this?
Yeah.
How
Well,
long
we've been
has it
doing, I think if you go back on the YouTube channel, we're
Year
over,
and a half?
year and a half, because the first one we did that wasn't an official Toy Talk was
Right.
the one with Pluto TV.
Right.
But it was something. We got the YouTube channel going back again. But yeah, 23 episodes officially of just Toy Talk, which is really cool. And so it's awesome because, as always, this is the place where we get together to celebrate. I feel like on our end, I'll speak for us, Hector, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for us, it feels like this is a nice, let's talk about the figure now. You know what I mean? It's like we get to come out in person and say hi to everybody and say, guys, we're so excited. It's Mumm-Ra Day in this case. And we want to talk all about Mumm-Ra, talk about the process of making Mumm-Ra, how this whole thing came together, and show you some sneak peek stuff, some behind the scenes stuff that you don't get to see otherwise. What did I sum it up? Did I sum up Toy Talk? I feel like I did.
I think you summed it up. Sorry, can you guys hear that? Can you hear my dog barking in the background?
Yeah, but don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
It's so light. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's hey, this is what people like. They like authenticity.
Authenticity. Dogs barking in the back. I'm a real person. This is not fake.
Exactly. Do you understand how lucky Funko and Mondo are to have the most authentic people in the industry?
With dogs?
With dogs. That's part of it. It's a real life. Hey, I was ready to stream, and then I said, crap, I need to go to the bathroom right now before I kick off the stream, or else it's going to be a nightmare stream. You would never know, but I will be dying inside. And I went, we're good. It's real. It's authenticity. They pay for this stuff. Brian Carr, the most important comment so far. How is your neck feeling? Thank you for asking. It's actually really, really good. I got this kind of like
look at that battle scar that he's got there. You can now make up all sorts of stories.
Yeah, what's crazy is it's now kind of like leveling out, but before it was like this big gnarly piece of I don't know, man, like fleshy cottage cheese. And every time I would accidentally touch it, I
never want to hear you describe it like that again.
Every time I would rub my hands over, like by accident, just scratching my neck or something, it felt like someone else's finger was there. Like, put your finger on your neck and then try to scratch your neck. Do that right now. Put your finger, now scratch your neck. You see how like when you go over your finger, it feels weird, like it's not your skin?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah. And so, but I'll tell you, we're coming up on the eve of Monsterpalooza, so we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But when I was in surgery, I remember, because I missed WonderCon, and I remember saying, I will be so happy to be at Monsterpalooza, hanging out, talking about all the cool work that we're doing, and just pain-free. And so we're right there. And I can't wait. So thank you for asking, Brian. So let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got a ton of people.
Good to see people after it's been a minute. We had to take a little break here, but we're back.
Yeah, a geopolitical break. Here's Nick Hill. What's up? Video Power Gaming.
The world is falling apart. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what we're here for distraction. Brian Carr, Kidulting in the house. Leah Herrera. We got Rodney Winch, Amused Jester. Chris Lerman, what's up, Chris? King Panther, Mark Pingatori, we got Josh Frost, Constantine, Vaughn, Tim Utley, so many people. Brick Something, what's up? Charlie's here. A Toy Addict, by the way, one of the resident Thundercats experts that I know.
Oh man, better get everything right.
Yeah, you better get serious. You better tighten up, as they say. Brick Artemis is here. Yeah, we got a stacked squad here. Topher in the house, Pedro in the house, Tim Freyer. Man, so many of you guys. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
We got a good crowd tonight.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Mumm-Ra and Thundercats tonight. Of course, as always, we'll take your questions. Should we give away a figure?
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah, we should. We should definitely give away a Mumm-Ra at the end of the day.
Yeah. We'll give away
at the end of the stream.
Yeah, at the end of the stream, we'll give away a Mumm-Ra. So if you hang with us till the end, that's a nice little treat. You might be able to win Mumm-Ra, which is a really, really cool thing. And thank you to everybody who already has pre-ordered their Mumm-Ra Deluxe timed edition. We're doing a timed edition. It's a nice, chunky, thick time edition. It's big, right? It's huge. It's a huge time edition. It's a month long.
It's a beautiful timed edition.
It's a
beautiful
time.
Big, beautiful timed edition.
And it's going to be a month long. So I love when we get to do this, because people always hit us up and say, hey, can you do a timed edition for this? And sometimes we can. And for a million reasons I won't get into, sometimes we can't. But it's awesome to be able to put up a timed edition, especially a long one. People want to be able to, like, you know, have some time to, you know, maybe sell a figure.
Yeah, we get it. I mean, these things are, you know, we understand.
They're premium.
And that's why we're, you know, Mumm-Ra is such an important character for this line. And this version that we're putting out is so cool. We love it so much. And, you know, times are weird, and we wanted to just help in whatever way we could, and giving that extra time for you all. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, 100%. And what is our shipping situation? I forgot to ask that. Are we in different territories with this one? Do you know? Because someone was asking where we can ship if they win.
I think it's
pretty broad. I'm looking at it, but I don't see where it does. So maybe that's a good thing. But anyway, we'll figure that out. If you have a question about where it ships, we'll try to answer
yeah,
that.
If you just scroll over this item, ships to select countries. If you just put your mouse over it or click on that, it gives you the list. It's basically the entire world except for like a few places. I'm not sure, but it's a lot of places.
Yeah, I see it. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like
a long list that pops up.
It's a long list. All right.
I have something to show you though before we start, because
I'm going to solo you.
We got Peter's new and improved Godzilla.
That's right, dude.
And all of you, and I don't know if some of you are in the chat right now, but thank you all for selling this thing out. We
thank you guys.
Out in like 4 hours. Incredible response to Peter's awesome design. And I have the first sample here. I wanted to just share it with you all.
Look at that, dude.
The first, factory sample, and he is so cool. It is such a great piece, and it's a great just sense of scale. And I know this one's sold out, and if you all missed out on it, apologies. But we do have other colors planned that are really cool, so we can't wait to share them with you all. But I wanted to share this with you because I had a lot of people asking about articulation. Yeah, this guy is articulated like some of our other soft vinyl. And the Mecha Godzilla, so he moves here at the arms. His little hands rotate, so you can kind of get him in different poses. And his feet rotate, have articulation, and so does the tail.
Oh man, it's so good, dude.
So if you're running out of room, you can pose him like this. Sorry, those.
Yes, which the majority of my Godzillas are posed like that, actually, because those tails are unforgiving.
It's cool, right? It gives you a nice like silhouette from the front.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to share this because he's just like, I love it.
Oh man, I cannot wait. I have yet to hold a real one in hand, and I cannot wait. You got to bring that to Monster Palooza.
I'll bring it to Monster Palooza so you can hold it, because it just feels great. It's I think the best one we've done.
Yeah, it's great.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, and it's exactly, I'll say, like, after we've done a lot of figures together now since the first one. Obviously the first Godzilla, then we did Mecha Godzilla, then we did Takaro together, even though we did Takaro together. Yeah, and then and now this new Godzilla is like, it's exactly what I've wanted to achieve with the figure. They've all gotten progressively closer and nicer, and but this one is what I want my Godzilla to look like. So I'm super happy about that.
Like some of our other soft vinyls that we've released, and I know we say this all the time, he just feels great. Like it's just, I don't know. He's a lot of fun.
He now gets to sit next. He can sit amply next to the Groman Godzilla and Jesse's Godzilla.
Yeah, he's big. He's the same height as the Jesse Godzilla.
Yes.
So let me pull it out. I have it right here.
Yeah. This is important.
Yeah, you guys can see.
Look at that. Now they can like size each other up. Come on, there you go. Yeah. And they'll look good side by side.
They do. It's a nice little different. It's just a showing of how we can play with the Godzilla form factor, right?
100%. So yeah, thanks for showing that. I'm so excited. By the way, we got a really keen eye, and you got to be careful what you put on your shelves from now on. But someone says, Peter, I peep Buzz off back there on Hector's shelf.
I knew it would be called out. It's back there. So there's a clay face there too. I'll just acknowledge it right away.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to be able to get early samples, and sometimes these samples are cool and I have nothing to do with them, so I put them up on the shelf.
Yeah, so the question is, are they still shipping this month, sir? We are working on that.
Yeah, with a lot of that's been going on, we're doing our best to move everything forward and out.
Yeah.
So, but just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, a lot of moving parts. Yeah, 100%.
Close. I can say that it's very close, and hopefully you all aren't waiting for too long.
Yeah. And by the way, we're all itching for it. I think collectively we are most hyped for that figure as a team.
I get to play with it, and it's amazing. It is.
Bring it to Monster Palooza.
Yeah, it's such a fun figure. One of my favorites that we've done in the line. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and I'll highlight this: the legendary Tom Whalen, A+ work, Peter. That's a good thing. When Tom Whalen says you did a good job,
for real,
you did a good job. So thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
John Price, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it's going to be a nice selection of stuff we're bringing to the show. So, but let's not bury the lead. Let's get into it. Mumm-Ra, right? The belle of the ball. I am so stoked. I am so stoked on this. And I'm going to say right at the top, growing up, I was never the biggest Thundercats guy. And it's not that I saw it and I'm like, this is not for me. I don't know. I guess I don't know if I missed it or if it wasn't airing or whatever it was. I had some Thundercats figures. I had Vultureman, the guy that's like a Yeti. I forget his name, but he's like a big snow ape with a big, snow suit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I know I had Slythe. Yeah. So I had Thundercats figures.
I had Slythe also. And I had Mumm-Ra.
I never had Lion-O. I never had Mumm-Ra.
That's the only one I had though.
So I always kind of had this respect from a distance of Thundercats. This is cool. I missed it, but I respect it. So when Lion-O came out, I was like, damn, dude, this is a really nice figure sculpted by May, and right, May was on Lion-O.
May Samtorana did
Lion-O 16, yeah, and
this.
And it sits proudly on my shelf now. I love that figure, and now Mumm-Ra. This figure, I've been telling people, and people have been telling it back to me. I'm like, this is one of those figures. The last time I think I said this was for the deluxe Skeletor, and probably for Scareglow, which is there are certain figures that if you're let's say you're not a Thundercats collector, right? There are certain figures, you're not a He-Man collector, where you're like, that's just toy history. That's just 80s nostalgia. That's just an icon of my upbringing. Mumm-Ra is one of those. Mumm-Ra sits right there with Skeletor and Scareglow. What a stacked little squad that is, right?
I agree. Yeah, I think when you think of iconic villains throughout our childhood, or even just from the 80s and 90s, Mumm-Ra's up there, right? He's the Skeletor of the bunch, the Shredder of the bunch, Megatron of the bunch. So, Mumm-Ra's always been up there for me as I always thought he just looked so cool too.
Yeah.
He just, but yeah, absolutely.
I'm just blown away. And this is our Mondo. Are we calling it? What are we calling it? Are we calling it Mondoverse? What do we say? Well, it's our thing.
I guess now, yeah. We've internally been referring to it as Mondoverse whenever we've done our interpretation and redesign of these characters. We've been doing that with Masters of the Universe for many years. We are applying that to Thundercats, right? And when we announced Ninja Turtles, we applied that. We're going to be doing that as well. So, Mondoverse.
Yeah, internally, whenever we are talking. Yeah, huh?
I said coined here, Mondo.
Yeah. It's basically our unofficial term. Mondofied to describe whenever we are doing our interpretation of the character, right? So obviously you guys know our X-Men animated line, our Spider-Man animated, our Batman animated. Those are meant to be as close to on model as we can get, and they're not meant to be Mondofied. They're just here it is, right? But with Masters of the Universe, with Thundercats, and like you said, as we get to TMNT, these are characters that have been reinterpreted by our team. Hopefully not so far that you don't recognize them, right? We're trying to hit major landmarks, so the silhouette feels like you remember it, but just amping it up. I think we've talked in the past about it feeling like if we were doing concept art for a film based on
unofficial
these
film concept
right.
art, basically.
Right. And now, I'm wondering if we're going to start to see some of these designs creep into media as these characters become movie stars, right? But yeah, this thing is massive, right, dude?
Yeah, he's pretty big. At the top of the helmet, he's 14 inches tall. He's a big boy.
And he's broad. He's got this big presence. I really like the Mad Hatter video that when you gave him the tour at WonderCon, and he's just taking it in for the first time because you need to see it in person to get the impression of how big this thing is.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to show it off at WonderCon because a lot of people got to see it in person. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like when we showed off Beastman a few years ago, like at PowerCon.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my God, this thing is giant, right? And Mumm-Ra is kind of similar. He's tall, a little taller than Beastman. So
that's insane. So if you guys have Beastman, and I know there's a lot of Motu and Thundercats crossover fans, if you have Beastman, Hector's thing is a little bit taller than Beastman.
Yeah. So, and if anyone's going to Monsterpalooza next week, we'll have them on display as well. So,
awesome!
Come out in person.
Yeah, that'd be a great reason to come visit the booth, just to see Mumm-Ra alone. So yeah, here are some great shots by the inimitable Raul Barrero, right? Barrero, right? I feel like guilty when I say Barrero, to be honest with you.
I know when I say it's like I'm like stabbing 9 people in the back or something.
I know, and you and I can roll ours, so we should.
Cannot roll.
You can't?
Roll my R. No, Barrero. I can't.
You
I can speak fluent Spanish, but I can't say Barrero. I can't roll my R's.
You
never
been
able to.
Mega J can do it.
Actually, Gabby was actually making fun of me about it not too long ago.
Oh, she'll do that.
Yeah, because she was just like, "How do you not know how to roll your R's?" And my wife was making fun of me too, even though she doesn't speak Spanish. And it was just like it was pretty funny. But yeah, I can't do it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I just have to.
Hispanic here, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I have to do it. I was thinking the other day, like Mega J on Mega J Retro, he always manages to try at least. So I'm like, if he's gonna try from all the way in Canada, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So he
does incredible photos. And something I want to point out here is that our Mumm-Ra, and it's not really pictured anywhere but this image, it will come with extra sets of bandages so that you can do this kind of stuff with it if you want to.
And those have wires, right?
Yes, all the bandages have wires. So that's why those poses that you see there is just what he got from the wire posing, from posing up the wires. So on top of all the bandages that come on the figure that you can remove if you want to, actually, you can customize them once you get it. So you can remove all the bandages, you can replace them however you want. We will include an extra little set of bandages in case you want to do like a little mummy attack or whatever this is.
That's awesome. That's one of my favorite features with Scareglow is the tassels that you can kind of pose and position in the cape. So that's amazing. That's great for posing. He comes with Mammut, right? And I gotta tell you, like, this is just. I already saw some people in the chats saying, "Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get Mumm-Ra, but I will pay for Mammut if anybody wants to break him out and sell him to me on his own." And I get it because it's like such an awesome piece. It's a great little buddy, right?
Buddy.
Yeah. Yep. And the sculpt on this is just next level, dude. The texture.
Yeah. I think this is a great example of like Mondo-fied or Mondo-verse, right? Where it's like everything that is there for Mammut, it's like recognizable. Like we kept all the major design elements, but we just pushed it a little bit, pushed it a little bit into that realism that kind of fits in with our 1/6 scale that we've been doing over the last however many years, right? So I love it. Made it an incredible job. And Mark Bristow on the paint, like the paint master totally killed it.
Yeah, it's literally two legends working on a figure. Again, like if you're watching the show, you care as much about figures as we do, and you know who works on what. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that May Tamtarana and Mark Bristow are two just like golden gods in this field. So you got a piece that they both work on. It's top tier.
Yeah, and they're some of the best in the entire industry, and we're lucky enough to have them on our team. And I mean, it shows with every release that they work on.
Yeah. And then here, Quip. What's up, Quip from Geek Dad? Says, I'll part out Mama for Tree Fitty. I'm looking to see how much Mama's gonna go by himself on eBay when it finally ships. But just again, like the ability, I know Raul's photos are incredible, but this is something that you can do. Like you can set them up, you can pose them like this. You know, you can use the wraps to make it look like the wind is sweeping through his gear. It's so gnarly. When you were working on the first, I know whenever we start a figure, we put together like a pitch of what we want to see in the figure. As a Thundercats fan, what was the kind of things that you were thinking that we got to include or like talk about? Because I know we have this shot here with everything in it.
Yeah. So like we did with Lionel, I kind of did like a deep dive on some of, his many different kind of looks and things that he has throughout the show, because I wanted to pull little Easter eggs from all of that, right?
Totally.
And the Spear of Seti right there is one of them that is specific to a handful of episodes, I think. But it was a big part of that episode, so I wanted to include that in here with Mumm-Ra. And of course, Mama was like a no-brainer, like right away.
This head is insane.
I love it, and that's a specific scene, and that happens. So it's a callback to those who watch the show and can recognize those moments, right? Yeah. Same with the little goggles that he wears.
Oh, this is
a few shots.
This is my favorite head,
looks
dude.
so cool when he wears them, but I was like, I want to include it.
He reminds me of Doc Ock with that on, and this is by far the head that I'm going to choose to display mine. It's just the best.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then I think a big thing to point out is that at the end of the series, he turns into the Mumm-Ra, the all-powerful. And so we did include the two heads and the helmet. So basically the rest of his body doesn't really change too much. So I felt like it was all right to include those two. So like, if you have other figure lines that are in that 7-inch range, I think Mumm-Ra, the all-powerful, ends up getting about the same height that you would have here with a 7-inch figure. So because he turns really big. So you can display it with that all-powerful head, and which are the two on the left there, are the all-powerful heads.
That is such a cool call out. And goggles, another Mondo first. That's right, Frankie. I think so. That is a cool thing, because we won't ever officially name what we're referring to out of respect, but we'll internally say, okay, if I had a 7-inch Lion-O, if I had the killer Super 7 stuff, right? Like the Super 7 Lion-O, and I wanted to set it up with this Mumm-Ra, then you get that giant Mumm-Ra scale, and like you got the accessories for it. I love stuff like that. And I used to cross figures all the time when I was younger.
And one thing that's fun about it is that even in the helmet, it changes subtly. In the show, his snakes get thicker and bigger. So the one there on the left, you can see it has bigger snakes than the other two. And then the cracking face, and I had people asking me this at WonderCon, that's in reference to when he loses at the end of that episode. His face starts to crack and he like kind of falls apart. So it's a nod to that.
It's a beauty. And you got your swappable hands. You got Mama with a swappable head. Who would have ever anticipated a swappable head for Mama? And I think that was a surprise for most people. And talk about these swappable parts here, because this is nuts.
Yeah, you got the Sword of Plundar. I think that's what it's called. So in the show, he also ignites it with flames. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was such a cool visual in the show. Even I remember seeing it when I was younger, and I was like, man, that's so awesome. I wanted to include it in some way, and this just makes it, they're just swappable pieces with the little handle.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it's a great display piece. It's one of those pieces with depending on your collection, this could be the centerpiece of your entire figure collection. It has the presence of a statue. But yeah, let's look at some of these close-ups, because there's some stuff that I really think highlights. Like, this is so badass, dude. The idea of displaying these guys together is so rad. It just, everything comes together here. Again, the tassels being used, the mummy wraps, I should say, to be a part of the pose, a part of the articulation, which if you include that's 400 points of articulation per mummy wrap. So it's the most articulated figure ever. Again, the different setups with the goggles and the swords, and it
Look
just,
how cool he looks with those goggles. I mean,
dude,
he looks great.
It's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, Chris, it's Raul Barrero. He's our one of our favorite photographers. He does all of our stuff on Motu and a bunch of others pieces. He's incredible. We consider him like just, you know, part of the process. What makes this thing work, when this whole journey work. So yeah, super rad. And thank you. He says you always add the best accessories. We try really hard. There's a lot of time spent on making sure that we get the stuff that needs to be in there, you know. So really happy that you feel that way. Here's that face that you were talking about, dude.
Yep.
Something like this is just a gnarly detail and crazy sculpt. I don't know if this has been shown in a figure before.
No, the all powerful has never been represented in a figure. So kind of like we were the first to show King Lion-O in a figure form with the crown and the cape and all that stuff. This is, I think, the first time all powerful has ever been shown. Yeah.
Now, Frederick, I don't know if I can pronounce your last name, Borzanuski. He says Mumm-Ra is 14-inch, Beastman was 13-inch, but Mumm-Ra does not look much bigger than Lion-O. This feels like a math problem, a word problem. I feel like if Train leaves the station at 8 o'clock, Beastman was clearly taller than He-Man, which is 12-inch. Okay, do you have them there?
I do.
Okay, because if I read any more of that, my brain is going to leak out of my ears. Let me solo you real quick.
Mumm-Ra here. So
look at this.
Mumm-Ra. Right.
Oh man.
And let me get Lion-O out here for a second. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to grab him. Something fell off. 1 second.
Whip says, how many Hector heads tall is Mumm-Ra? That's how we measure things on this show for sure.
I mean, it's a good way. So, okay, so here's Lion-O.
Okay.
Right?
That's him.
That's him. And here, let me move my mic. And then here's Mumm-Ra.
Not, dude. Look at that.
So I think, you know, in the photos with Lion-O's hair and stuff,
yeah,
he has got such a big poofy hair that it kind of looks like he's kind of close to height. But
yeah,
I mean, when you look at his head at the top of his
I always
head,
go by the eyes.
Yeah, or his eye. Here, let me straighten out his head in case anyone is going to be like, his head wasn't straight.
Yeah, exactly.
The top of his forehead only reaches Mumm-Ra's shoulders.
Right. Yeah, it's just a great presence. And, you know, figure collectors like me, at least, we love that kind of scale, is being able to have figures. You know, when we were kids, that wasn't a thing. Everybody was kind of the same height. And so being able to get like a deluxe set where you get all the accurate sizes and the scaling is just awesome, man.
Yeah. And like I said, it's 14 inches at the top of the helmet. So I think if you want to accurately measure him to the top of the head, he's probably around 13.5.
Okay.
Right there, and then so the helmet probably, or maybe a little taller. The helmet adds like half an inch or quarter of an inch, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the little spike at the top.
Right. Cool. Let me ask you this question. And people have been asking this. Well, here we go. What's with the swappable head faceplate situation? Because when we look at this, it looks a little different than what we normally do. When it comes to how, like, these pieces here, like, are these swappable face plates? Are they swappable heads?
Oh yeah, they're just swappable heads. He comes with 2 sets of helmets.
Okay.
And, the all-powerful heads only key in with the all-powerful helmet.
Got it.
And the other 2 heads there that you kind of have like a snarling and like the open mouth one, those key into the regular. And then the goggles one is a head that comes like that.
Okay, so there you go. So
these pictured here,
right? So they're full heads, like they're not just a face plate.
They're not face plates. They're right. Full heads.
They're full heads.
Yeah, I have them here. I'll show you.
There we go.
There, see?
Nice. Yeah, turn it around. There you go, guys. You can see it. Mm-hmm. Perfect. That's it. So there you go. So that means you'll be, like he just said, these 2 will key in with this helmet.
Yeah.
These 2 will be swappable with this helmet, and this one is just one piece. Oh, let me show that.
Yeah, so you have like the all-powerful head here, right?
So nice.
I don't know, I might have glued this in for the show, but you would in theory be able to just pop off the helmet and then pop in the messed up one. So
Yeah, Nicholas Hill says, was the decision to do the cape fully red instead of black a conscious design decision? It actually was, and I'll say this: it actually wasn't at first, and then it definitely was. And so we had the concept art and everything. It was red the whole time, and we just kind of overlooked it. And so as we were getting close in production, I think either Hector, myself, or one of us noticed that remember that the true cape is dark on the inside.
Yeah.
And at that point, we even reached out to resident expert JP, Thundercats Classic, and say, hey, what do you think? And he said that he preferred it to be black on the inside. But we said, okay, we hear everybody, but being that it's the Mondoverse version, we have the freedom to make a choice. And we just loved the contrast and the pop of color that you get when you see that red. And we just decided to go with it full red because it just felt good to us. So yeah, it was an artistic choice, a liberty that we took.
We even mocked it up with the darker cape on the inside, the darker portion of the cape on the inside, and it just did not read as well as this did. And so with just the red lining on the inside, we figured this was the way to go.
Yeah, it just feels right. And we've talked about in the past, if we only get to do one shot at a character, we're just going to go with what feels right for us.
Yeah, you can really
the team.
It just really pops. So
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, just that's how you know it's the Mondoverse one. And so yeah, there was let me see a couple more. Oh, this is a very important question from Black Diamond. He's a beast of a figure, Hector. Why don't you send the figures already signed by you?
And then me not to go and sign all of these,
yeah, we got to send them all to May, all to Mark, and Emiliano, and have them all signed.
It's one of those things where we just haven't. It just makes it really tough to be able to sign all of them, especially to open all the boxes, and it's.
Yeah, here Quip says
so nicely.
Yeah. Quip says all red was a nice choice. The figure's color scheme feels more cohesive by keeping him in the blue and red family with pops of gold. That's literally what we figured. Honestly, that's what we said. It just feels right. And so we went with it. Nick Hill says it does look good with the red cape. Chris, everybody seems to like it, so I think we were onto something here. It's like we know what we're doing. Now, can I ask you a question? I have not asked you this, and I don't know the answer. Did Raul make a new set, bro?
He did. He built this entire set just for this photo shoot, and he built it, I believe, in a weekend.
Get out of here.
And just for the sake of you guys to understand this, that Mumm-Ra is the Mumm-Ra. It's 14 inches tall. So that means that those statues that are there, and those are shot. He didn't Photoshop those in. Those are actual. It's a live set.
These are 3 feet, dude.
Yeah, they're like 2.5 feet that he did.
Jesus Christ, dude. He's incredible. Yeah, it's just really nuts that he is an artist and he's a true photographer. If you follow him online, you'll see it is such a blessing that we have the opportunity to work with him because that stuff is next level. This shot's insane. I mean, I really do think if tomorrow they announce a Thundercats movie and it was just this with the logo, people would lose their mind,
Yeah.
Just really dynamic stuff here. There's this chest plate here that's removable too. I know people had been asking. So this is a nice option you have. You can remove it, and you probably saw it earlier in some of the shots, but you can remove it and you get to see the where is it? I think I got it here. 1 second.
No.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So you still have the insignia burned into his chest there. So you have those options of how you want to display them.
Yeah, we thought it'd be, as we're designing these things, and you have to kind of think of all that kind of stuff. And I know that in the original, in the show, he just has it, and traditionally in toy form and all this kind of stuff, it's just kind of just been like a, decal or just painted on. I always felt that looked kind of tacky, in terms of it could be elevated. Maybe we can make it a little more interesting. And so the idea of it, what if it was kind of singed onto his chest, or it was emitting from his chest? And so that's why we went with with this while still being a nod to how he looks like in the show, right?
100%. Hey, does you know what Raul's Instagram is offhand? I think it's like Masters Raul.
Yeah, master photography. Let me look it up.
We'll tell you right now. He does have an Instagram. It's really great to follow. So yeah,
Masters _ whatever photos Raul Barrero.
Masters _
photos _
Raul Barrero. There you go. So here we go. This is a great shot of the set so far, which is pretty crazy to say. Like, we got a Thundercats line going, man. You know, I know that, you know, behind the scenes stuff before Mumm-Ra, before Lion-O was even announced, there was a journey to get the ability to produce these figures, and it was one of these things we were pursuing, and we have an awesome team helping us get the licenses, and now, you know, we're here looking at a photo of 2 figures, well, technically 4 characters in our Thundercats line, which is just awesome because, you know, people, when we first released Lion-O, they were asking like, hey, is this a line? Like, are we doing Thundercats or is it Lion-O? You know, and we told them, we're like, the goal is to go as far with Thundercats as we've gone with Master of the Universe. There's a ton of great characters, and if you're a Thundercats fan, you deserve a chance at all that kind of stuff. You know, you deserve the premium versions of these characters on your shelf next to He-Man, next to Skeletor, or maybe that's your only line, and even more of a reason you want to get all these guys. So starting off strong with Lion-O and Mumm-Ra, I think sets the table, right?
Yeah. It's very much like, here are your heavy hitters, right? And get, you know, to kind of start off a collection if you're trying to collect the line, right? I mean, we announced at WonderCon that Chitara is next, right? So that was announced there, and you know, really looking forward for you all to see it, because May sculpted Chitara like he did these 2 characters, and she looks incredible.
Yeah,
it's such a great sculpt, and I can't wait for Mark to paint it, and for you all to see it, because hopefully it'll be there on showcase, something like at Comic-Con or something like that.
Yeah, it's I think when you see those 3 come together, then you really get it. You know, we talk about that with our other lines, that sometimes it's when you see the group shots that you understand the promise of a premium 1/6 scale lineup like that. I love the presence here, the broadness of this character, and, you know, displaying him like that, you really get a sense of how big his chest and back are, and, you know, to me, it just makes him so intimidating and such a huge presence. Christian Lopez, yep, Chitara is next. Really rad piece. So many options to display, a ton of great colors popping here. Look at that, dude. How big is that weapon, dude?
Oh, I'll show you.
You have it there?
Yeah.
See it.
Here, let me put it together real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just looking through some of these shots. It's just crazy, like the detail on this. And if you've ever picked up one of our Motu figures, you know what to expect. You know, like, hopefully everyone is an improvement on the last one. Everyone pushes it forward, and again, this face is crazy. It's so gnarly.
I know.
So you just know that you're going to get, like, these are not renders. This is a fully painted, you know, figure. So it's as close as possible as you're going to get with yours. Just look at that with the smoke blowing out of Mahmud's mouth. And this is actually exactly how I'm going to display it. This head and this head for Mahmud. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had the right handle, but I don't have it.
Don't worry. Oh, look at this. Here's my new profile picture for work and for Instagram. Let me see there. What you got?
That's just me, but no, I can still show it off.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't worry.
Look how big they are.
Dude.
You know, head again.
Yeah, exactly. Quip. It looks insane, dude. Yeah, just put it like generally together, like line it up next to each other so you can get a sense.
Yeah, it's
like that. Yeah, it's huge.
The little piece.
No, you're good. It's huge. So awesome. Yeah. It's just an awesome piece.
Yeah, I can assemble the other one real quick because I have the
Go for it. Yeah.
I have the right handle here, so you can.
Yeah. I'm just going through this. Oh, there you go. You got it there.
Oh no, it fell.
Psych. Yeah, just
these will
really
come
great.
assembled, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Damn.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, so really great stuff. I definitely encourage anybody who wants to look. I say this almost every time. You don't have to pre-order a figure to go and enjoy these photos, and I strongly recommend, if you're a fan of figures, go to mondoshop.com, go to the page, go through these, zoom in on them, like really get an idea of what this thing looks like. Because to me, there's an art in just examining this stuff. Like when I was much younger and dreaming to work in this industry one day, I would collect, action figure model or toy fair, and I would take all the and there was barely any photos compared to what we have here. Are you kidding? And I would just like take any pictures I could take of in progress stuff or whatever, and I would just tape that on my wall. Like, oh, it's very inspiring to see great photography of great figures, especially in progress stuff. Speaking of in progress, we do have some really cool behind the scenes shots I want to show. Let me see here real quick. This is our exploded view. So people are always asking about the exploded view now, which is so funny. Even when you were at WonderCon, you guys showed this in the panel, and it felt like, oh, that's a exploded view that I wasn't there for. But here we are, like you can see them. And so let me zoom in a little bit here so you can be able to see. Yeah, so this is a big boy, right? This is a lot of pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Super intricate. What about Mumm-Ra is maybe a little bit unusual or a little bit extra compared to the average figure we put together?
Well, like since a lot of even with Masters of the Universe, we haven't dabbled too much in clothing, right? And cut and sew, right? A lot of it's capes or fur loincloth and stuff like that, right? I think the most ambitious that we've gone has been the new Scareglow.
Yeah.
With the multi-layered cape and the tassels and the chains and all that. So he was quite a project, and I would say Mumm-Ra was even more difficult than him, just because of everything that went into him. Like you could see like all of the effort that May put into all of the single parts of this piece, right? Like every little bit of armor, and you can see like just how many different pieces go into making this figure. And it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's just, I love showing these because, again, we always talk about it. Every single unique element here, every single one, and all the detail in it is a separate sculpture.
Absolutely. Even sculpting one of these swords takes a long time. I mean, it's not like, oh, we're going to sculpt the sword and we're going to half-ass it because it's an accessory, right? And we're just going to, get it. No, it's like a lot of time and effort goes to even, we will, and you, Peter, you've been on the calls, right? Where we will fixate on like the smallest parts of these things to make sure that it looks right.
There are conversations that happen about like how these two rings in a joint fit together, like, or how they cross over. So it's like, it is so in depth in the weeds, and you have to make sure this stuff is on the money. Here, Sebastian, exactly. He goes, I would have killed for all the behind the scenes stuff you guys show when I was younger in school. This stuff is so valuable. 100%. And literally the reason we started doing it was there's no ulterior motive. It's just like, I would have killed to see this. I would have killed to see this. So I'm glad you guys dig it, because it does, for me, it is kind of special to see it. Here's another shot of some of the other pieces. Let's see here. So there's some mama turns and heads.
That's a cool way of showing, this the sculpt and the renders that made it for us.
Yeah, it's just something else. And the other reason to show it, for me at least, is to reiterate that this is a job that someone has. May and all of our sculptors, they are valuable assets of the Mondo team, obviously. So if it's something that you love and want to pursue, there's a real career in it. You just got to be good. So get good. By the way, speaking of great sculptors, shout out Beto Matali, who's here. Hi guys, this figure is amazing. Greetings from Mexico. Obviously, Beto, you guys know, sculpted our Creature from the Black Lagoon figure.
Yes.
He's an amazing sculptor.
One of the harder ones that we've had to do in terms of production.
Yes.
So it's cool, Peter. I got the inner skeleton for it. I'll show it to you next week when you're here.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait for Monster Palooza. Cannot wait. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a really cool thing to see, and we love showing it. So yeah.
Yeah, I have some of it here too, in case you guys want to see like Mama.
Yeah. Hold on. This is big. Yeah, it's important.
You know, he's a big
boy.
boy.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah. So his head is just got swivel articulation.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's basically a little statue.
Which is nice, and it's swappable head, obviously. So it's like just pluck it off.
The head swaps out, and you can plug this head in.
That's the best. It looks like a chest tattoo.
Oh, right.
You know, like someone would have it right there.
You can do a neck one to cover up your scar.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna have a strip of bacon around my neck.
There you go. You go. You can wear it as a chain. You know, just like dangles right here.
Yeah, 100%.
He's really. I love this head. It's my favorite. But
yeah
he's awesome. Compared to Snarf, I have Snarf here.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, look at that.
Turn him around.
Yeah. I love that. And for me, those little sidekick characters, the little buddies, they also kind of work to create like a framing diorama in your setup. It's nice to have a main character of a certain height and then a little guy next to him, and that kind of like sets up a great display there.
Yeah, I have the sphere of SETI here. You guys can see it's clear in the inside.
Oh yeah, I love that. People who invest in good lighting.
Yeah,
this
right.
is for you.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this. Is a great accessory. We also have nods to the original toy with a little dagger and sword that came with the original. So
that's really cool.
Like what we do with Motu, pulling from a little bit of everything, where we can and where they allow us to, obviously. But yeah, I love including these little accessories here. This energy hand is awesome.
Oh yeah. These are some of my favorite accessories we do when you have the power abilities, like for Scareglow and Orko. Yeah.
I just love anything that's in clear. It's like something draws me to. I think it's ever since these little Ghostbuster toys.
Oh yeah.
I've always loved clear things. And so do I have the other? Yeah, and I have this head here, so you guys can see it.
Ah, that's the money shot.
Yeah. So just so you all know, all the tassels, are wired, so you can pose them out how you want. And forgive me, this is our first sample, so it's not, it's not perfect, but
it looks awesome. I absolutely love it. A couple questions. One of them I don't want to miss. Okay, William Gemma says, any update on when Buzz Off is shipping? We talked about it earlier. We are trying to get it for June. Just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, so it's making it tough to guarantee it, but it's coming really soon. It's like, it's imminent, let's just say. But he says, I'm moving the middle of June, so not sure when to do my change of address. I would just email customer service and just let them know this is happening, and maybe you can set up a cadence.
Yeah, you still have time, but do it sooner than later, that in case wherever you are, I would get on it and emailing customer service like tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah,
with that change of address, but it hasn't shipped yet, so you have time.
Right.
Do it.
yeah, exactly. Let's see here. So much. Thank you so much for setting an example. Honoring pre-orders is amazing. Sure. I don't know what you mean.
I think that might be referred to not putting a tariff
on it. Oh yeah. Well, believe it. Look, let me say this: the decisions that are made with pricing and costing, believe it or not, that's not on Hector and us. So if you're happy with something, we'll pass the info along for sure. But Hector and I, we're kind of like Santa's elves in the toy shop. You know what I mean? Like we're working on with the team to make cool killer stuff and bring it to you guys. And other stuff is other people's responsibility. But I will pass it along. Yeah,
and I will say that no matter what's going on, we are trying our best to keep the fans, in
mind with everything.
And that's I think the best we can do, basically.
Yeah, we're always, when is Peter and Sam Hain shipping? I have them pre-ordered. Those are also like
In the same situation as Buzz Off. Soon.
Super soon.
Yeah.
They are imminent. There's a lot that's it's about to be like, I think we had something like this happen last year where all of a sudden like 50 things shipped at the same time. So yeah, it might be one of those situations where those of you who have multiple pre-orders are going to get a big box day. But yeah, really, really rad stuff there. Okay, let's see here. Any word on the Carnage release?
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. 100%. All right, so let's see.
King Panther was asking something, I think.
Oh, yeah. King Panther. Hector, can you share if you plan on doing Motu reveals at Monsterpalooza or San Diego Comic-Con, assuming you attend? Also, Storm X-Men line rocks.
Yes to all those things.
Yes, there you go. We're doing it. You're going to see it all, and you're going to see it all very, very soon. We went to Monsterpalooza last year for the first time. And I definitely think we brought a different energy to that show than the other exhibitors who are more traditional to the show, who have killer masks and horror props and all that. And we definitely came with our monster foot forward. We had tons of cool horror stuff and monster stuff. But we did debut Scaremare there last year, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah, Unpainted. The Unpainted was the first look at Scaremare. Yeah, and Scareglow.
And so we are not shy from bringing cool reveals to Monsterpalooza. So if you're a toy tuber, I'm hoping to see Toy Shiz out there, Mad Hatter, whoever can make it out. Someone's going to get a cool little video, or maybe one of you guys. Maybe one of you guys get to the booth first and get the exclusive and post it up online. Let's see here. And will you be doing any more Universal Monsters figure? Pre-order the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I would definitely buy them all if you did the line. Yeah, stay tuned for that. We are big Universal Monsters fans. We not only have we done the Creature from the Black Lagoon realistically, we did my lino cut style version, the stylized one. So hopefully more of both. And tons of stuff on the way. We are nearing the end of the stream here. I do want to let's see here.
We have to,
Yes, that's what I was going to do right now. In fact,
yes.
Since we've been talking about it, here is a cool image. I was just saying to Hector, I like to talk about something with an image in the background. I just talked for an hour without having the image in the background. But yes, Monsterpalooza, it's next weekend, which is crazy. I'll be out there. Hector, you're going to be there. The rest of some of the Mondo crew will be out there. Booth 36 and 37. It has become my favorite show of the year just because of it's all like monsters, horror. It's all focused on that kind of stuff. We're going to have some reveals, right? Are we?
We're going to have, I think, a handful of reveals there.
Okay.
We're going to have, you can expect some stuff from a lot of categories.
This is it, you guys. This is when Hector starts to get like really friendly and starts saying things. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, towards the end. Let me see. We got, I think you can just see some new Godzilla stuff. Right?
Okay, that's big. Godzilla stuff.
Debuts for Godzilla, keeping in theme with monsters. Something for Motu.
Something from Motu. That's big.
Maybe.
That's big.
Something from a new license that we've never done a collectible for. We've done other product for it, but we've never done a collectible.
Interesting. I'm stumped.
Or a figure.
I forgot what it was.
It's a big boy. He's a big boy. Designed by our great friend, James Groman. No? Still? Nothing?
I still don't remember which one it is.
Wow.
I know.
Well, anyway, I guess you
yes.
We'll find out next week what I'm going to take.
I remember now, and it's awesome, and I can't wait. Yes.
So that'll be front and center. It's a big piece, and we're excited to debut it at all. Like Monsterpalooza is the perfect place for it.
Yeah.
What else? What else am I taking? We're taking some cool stuff. There's some reveals for new licenses as well. Other things, other soft vinyl characters that we're going to have there. At least one. I guess we'll see as it gets closer.
There's some good stuff. I can't believe that I forgot the other thing, and now I just forgot what the new thing is that you're talking about too, but I'll just ask you when the show ends. All right, so let us start to wrap this up. We want to give away a Mumm-Ra, and in order to do that, I'm going to ask JP, if you're in the chat, text me a trivia question for Thundercats right now. I'm going to give you a handful of minutes to do it. Don't clam up. Don't freak out. You can hear. I understand there's a delay on the stream, but while you're doing that, I do want to also say that we're going to have a brand new release online. Are we talking about that next week for Monsterpalooza?
We have two. So we have two.
Wait. Let me get one of them. Hold on, I got one.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna wait. Are you gonna reveal it? I guess Peter is going to reveal one of the things.
All right, let me see. Did you see my bare feet and my shorts when I walked away?
I did. I did notice you were wearing shorts and no shoes. Yeah, it's okay. You're at home.
Yeah, exactly. So this week or next week at Monsterpalooza, we are going to release in person, in hand.
For some. Yeah, not a lot.
Some. A very limited amount in hand. So if you're there and you want to grab one, come soon. But the next color variant for Takaro, and this is, I think we're calling it the Miami Heat Wave. For no specific reason, just coincidence that it has these black and red colors. But yeah, this is the colors are a little weird here because I'm getting direct hits from the light, but it is an awesome variant. Been wanting to release this one for a while, and we're gonna have it at the booth, a very limited amount, and then more online, right?
Yeah. So that will be the collectibles online drop, as well as another one that will be revealed next week, Peter.
Yes. Now, I'm not saying anything else, but this one, yeah.
And then we have some really cool posters that are going to be dropping that you can buy at the booth and also get some of them online as well.
100%.
And so yeah, if you're going to be around, if you're going to be going to Monsterpalooza, come say hi. Peter and I will be there. We'll be slumming it at the booth, hanging out there, and
slumming it at the booth.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some, bring some cool deals, and I'm really excited for the posters. We have some cool posters.
Me too, dude. So I asked JP Thundercats Classics to hit me up with a piece.
He would know. He is the king of the knowledge here for Thundercats.
Yes, and let me see. And so I did not get a text from him yet. So I'm just gonna ask.
He's probably not watching, Peter. It was presumptuous to assume
he was there. I saw him in the chat. I saw him.
He probably left when we called out.
I know. He might be in the bathroom, like just going through it right now, and we're not even being considerate. All right, so I have a good question. What is and everybody get ready. And Harry Lai says, are we getting soft vinyl back up on the website? The answer is yes. Stay tuned.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Anthony says, anywhere I can get a deluxe Clayface. Right now, your best bet might be eBay, but hold on. Just hold on. People always get a pre-order that arrives, and they're like, or they get two, and like, oh, I didn't mean to get two. Just hold.
Hold off until we have the inevitable, like warehouse sale, whatever. We sometimes whenever we have extras, we take them to shows, or we do like a warehouse finds online drop, stuff like that. So
yeah, Baxter and Shredder, yes, everybody, it's coming.
Yeah, they'll come back. It's just we're figuring that out.
Yeah. Okay. This is he just sent me the question. Let's see. Hold on.
He did it. Thanks, JP.
Oh, okay.
Also, I want to shout out JP because we've reached out to him a bunch with Thundercats.
Yes.
And he's been a big help, and he did something really cool, and you all will see it soon-ish. Yeah, soon-ish. But I can't wait because he did a great job. Wait,
now he's calling.
Oh no.
No. JP, I'm streaming live. What?
I texted you.
I know, I'm looking at it now. I need the answer. You're on the air right now.
Thanks, JP.
Okay. So the question is, and yeah, JP Thundercats Classics. I've known JP for over 20 years now. He's one of the first people I went toy hunting with in Miami when that was like a thing barely anybody did. And so it's really cool to be full circle here working on official stuff. All right, here's the question. This one's elite Thundercats trivia. And if you get the first person to get the answer correct, first person is going to get a limited edition timed Mumm-Ra free of charge, courtesy of the fine folks at Mondo. So please get those little fingers warmed up, get them ready. I'm also going to pull up the YouTube stream on my phone to make sure that I get, because sometimes the answers come in a different order. The question is, what is the name of the jovial troll form that Mumm-Ra takes in the show?
Oh.
What is the name of the jovial troll form that Mumm-Ra takes in the show? Good
Right.
luck.
I almost included him as an accessory.
Meanwhile, Charlie Square says, just noticed Peter has a God's Hate hat. Such a great band. Yes. And shout out to Brody King, a good, super real hardcore toy collector and a giant man who can destroy people with he's a killer wrestler and toy collector. He's really cool. Okay, people got it. Hold on. All right. People got it. Let's see here. The first one that I see, it has to go to Ben Elwood. Ben Elwood is the first one that I see on my chat here. And the answer is Grigory Gorigian. Ben Elwood, congratulations. Holy crap, what a win. Ben Elwood, I really want to congratulate you. That's an awesome one. Knowing the answer to that, quick enough that even if everybody else was Googling, you were the fastest Googler, that earns you. That earns you, Mumm-Ra. So congratulations, Ben. Please email, what is it? support@mondoshop.com, right? Support at
mondoshop.com.
Support@mondoshop.com. And you tell them, hey, Peter and Hector said I get Mumm-Ra for free.
When it's ready.
When it's ready. Yeah, it's not shipping today. It's going to be a minute, but you're getting them.
Disclaimer.
Yes. So congrats on that. And I think that's a new name we haven't given anything to. So congrats, Ben Elwood. That's a good one. All right, I think we're done. We're gonna wrap it up here. I do have one cool thing I wanted to show that I was speaking of toys. I was at the zoo recently with my niece.
Okay.
And some other of our friends and their kids. And I found and I repurchased one of my favorite toys that I used to have as a kid. And I don't know if you had this when you were a kid, but our zoo has these wax figures.
The wax. Oh man.
Dude.
Yeah.
And the machine that makes it is still the same machine it was in 1986 or whatever it was.
Those steel molds, and they just pour the wax in it, right?
And they smell like hot melted crayons, and it's like
it's amazing.
And they also had this cool Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, T-Rex is so cool.
But dude, look at how he looks from the front view. He looks like one of the dinosaurs from the show Dinosaur. By the way, look at that seam line. Violent seam line, bro. Holy.
Yeah, well, what can you expect? It's a little...
I know. But it's so awesome.
Cool.
Dude, I got such a hit. Moldorama. I think that's what it's called. I got such a hit of nostalgia, of obviously seeing it, watching it get made. The machine sweats. I don't know if you remember that. I always have this visceral memory of it sweating on the inside. Okay. And then the thing kind of falls out, the hands open, and this little third hand goes bink, and it pushes it out, and it just tumbles into the bottom. You grab it, and it's hot. You're holding it like this, right? Because it's so hot. But I love this thing so much. It's now I put it with my favorite toys in my collection now. It's so cool. I just wanted to show it. Talking about toy roots, man. Did you have these when you were a kid?
I did. Yeah, the zoo out here did have that. The LA Zoo had that.
Super cool. If you had one of these when you were a kid, put a 1 in the chat, because I feel like this is one of my earliest collectibles memories. I don't know, Yeah, and I loved them as much as any of my Turtles or Ghostbusters. It's a funny thing. All right. Thank you guys so much. That's going to do it for us. We're going to go get back to work, and we're going to go watch Toy Anxiety, which airs in just about 20 minutes. So if you're going to be up watching YouTube tonight, make sure to head over to Toy Anxiety and say hi to them for us. We should do a whole chat raid. Everybody just goes over there and tell them you just came from the Mondo stream. Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. And I'm sure they're going to talk about Mumm-Ra. So it's worth talking about. And other than that, I hope to see many of you, or some of you at least, at Monsterpalooza next week in Pasadena, right? At the Pasadena Convention Center or something. Yes. But it's a fun show. Come hang out with us. Come say hi. Come see the new stuff. Come see Takaro. And Mumm-Ra will be there. It's going to be a fun show. So we'll see you guys there.
So, yeah.
Sneak reveals. Sneak peeks. That's
sneaky reveals.
Sneaky reveals, bro.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thanks, everyone. It was great to see you all.
See you later. Bye. Keep waving. Oh crap. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, keep waving. There you go. And there you